Hi, I'm Aniki Nippon. Today I came across a few videos that interested me in the subject of whether or not a child should be able to wear the American flag, draw the American flag, draw anything religious, or, basically I came across the first video, which was Cinco de Mayo. There are these students that wore the American flag, and the teachers instructed them, the principal instructed them to leave if they refused to take them off, because it's disrespecting the Mexican students. And the second video I saw was one of the children actually drew a picture of the American flag with the letters or the words "God Bless America" embedded within the flag. Now, I think the issue that most people ignore is this: teachers don't have the right to tell what the students can do so long as it's not disturbing, violent, or whatever. If it's religious in nature or patriotic, nationalistic, the teacher really has no right to intervene and say, you cannot do that. It's the right of the student that can exercise their free speech. Now, as far as the teacher proclaiming, leading a class into the leading a class into the Lord's Prayer, or if the teacher is basically pushing their faith, that's illegal. I'll give you an example from my high school. There's a teacher that, at the time I was a Buddhist. At the time I was actually a believer. I believed in majesty, and I said some comment about Buddhism, and then she said, well, Buddha's dead, Jesus is coming back to life. I tried to make an issue of it. I brought it up to, I believe it was the vice principal at the time, and they basically blew it off and laughed at it, because they thought it was funny to them. That kind of behavior is intolerable. That kind of behavior should not be tolerated at all by teachers or their faculty at any given time. Of course, the teacher's pet, as I'd like to say, brought this issue up again on a couple occasions, and haven't heard that individual actually bring it up in a while. I still do talk to that individual on occasion, but I assure you it's not going to be pretty when I bring it up again. So, anyways, it is an offensive thing for a teacher to tell you that their faith is right and yours is wrong. That is not the teacher's business. And when a teacher who is basically an employee by the state, they're not allowed to officiate their own religion into the classroom. It's okay if they say, hey, if there are any other Christian students out there, I'm going to church on Sunday. If you want to come and see me when we go to church outside of class, that kind of invitation should be legal. And if anybody raises a fuss about that, I'd be surprised. But as far as actually in the classroom saying, hey, we're going to make this class officially a Christian class, or the teacher in some way demean somebody because they're of another faith, is totally unacceptable and should be treated as a crime. Because, again, the teacher's job is to teach and not to push their own personal faith, regardless of what the founders had in mind. Whether they were deists or theists or whatever, it doesn't matter. The whole intent behind the Constitution is that we all have these rights equally. So, anyways, those are just my 2 cents on what schools and religion. So, for what it's worth, give me a thumbs up if you agree, or if you like this video, and please subscribe.